Hey guys, it's me, BlueDog10, and welcome to another video where today we are back with every item in Minecraft's creative mode. Today we are on to the, I believe it's equipment section. This is part 1 of the equipment section because there's a whole lot of stuff in here that has to do with potions. And we're going to do the potion stuff in a separate episode. So let's start off here. You might notice I have a lot of hunger missing. That'll be for later. Let's start off here with the armor. So there's 5 different sets of armor. And we'll take them off one by one. So the first set of armor, the chain armor here, can't be crafted. You can only get it from mobs like the zombie and the skeleton. They're the only ones that drop the... Shoot, I typed in the wrong command. They're the only ones that drop the... the chain armor. It's completely uncraftable. There was a recipe that had to do with, like, fire and stuff. But, yeah. That's actually not in this game. Don't worry, I'm actually just trying to grab, like, a pigman spawn egg for later. So, the chain armor gives you 6 little armor bars. In total. Now on to leather armor. We're going to save diamond for last. So leather armor can be crafted. And I'll show you the recipes here. Here's all the recipes you need. To craft a helmet, you need 5 of any material, which is leather, gold, iron, or diamond. In a shape like this, and you get the helmet. The chest plate is 8 in a shape like this of any leather, gold, iron, or diamond. And you get the chest plate. The leggings, 7 of any iron, diamond, gold, leather. In this shape, it gives you the leggings. And to craft the boots, you need 4 of leather, iron, diamond, or gold in this shape. And that gives you the boots. So the leather armor does 3.5 armor points. The weakest of the armor, I'm pretty sure, unless gold does worse. Let me put this back up here as we go. So next is gold. Gold does just a little bit more. Does 5.5 hearts. But the main thing with gold, the whole thing about gold in Minecraft is that it sucks. It barely has any durability at all. So if you really wanted armor that was gold, you would need to have a lot of gold on you. Which is why a lot of people prefer the iron armor as their first set of armor. So iron armor is probably one of the easiest to get because all you have to do is just go into the ground with a stone pickaxe, grab the iron, smelt the iron, which we'll talk about in our item section, which will be next after the potions and stuff. And for a full set of iron armor, you've already got 7.5 armor slots, which is almost the best. Now, I would say it's easy also to get leather, since all you have to do is just go around killing cows or horses, but if not a lot of cows show up, because you need 24 of each material to get the armor full set, it's basically just easier to go underground. Now, diamond armor is the best. Diamond armor is, of course, the most rarest because diamonds barely spawn in a world. And a full set of diamond armor gives you a full set of armor points. The best armor. And then just in this chest is all the materials you need to craft this stuff. So next up we've got the tools. To craft a pickaxe you need 3 of any material, which is gold, iron, diamond, wood, or cobblestone. Wood planks or cobblestone. And 2 sticks. And you get the pickaxe. The shovel is 1 of any of those 5 materials, plus 2 sticks. The sword is 2 of any of those materials, plus a stick. The axe is 3 in a shape like this, right here, plus 2 sticks. And the hoe is 2 in a shape like this, plus 2 sticks. Now, very quickly, we're going to head to creative mode. That's the wrong letter. Now, if you want to test out the durability of these tools and how fast they mine and stuff, you can do that on your own time. But what we're mainly doing here is just testing out how sharp a sword is. So, with the zombie pigman, which has 20 health, a wood sword does 1. 5 hits and you kill a pigman. A stone shovel will require 4 hits to kill. An iron sword will require 4 hits to kill, but as you see here, it has 1 extra attack damage. Gold sword is a wood sword. It will require 5 hits to kill, and it's got horrible durability. And finally, the best of them all, a diamond sword, which will require 3 hits to kill a pigman. Now, on to this section, which will go into more depth on the bows and arrows section. In the potion section, because there's a lot of stuff with bow and arrows to do with potions. So, the standard bow and arrow, to craft a bow, you need 3 sticks like this, and 3 string, and that gets you a bow. And to craft 4 arrows, you need a stick, a flint, and a feather, and it gives you 4 arrows. Now, of course, a bow is a ranged weapon. So, every time you shoot an arrow, if you're not in creative mode, you will lose the arrow unless you have an enchantment on it, which we'll get into that in another section. Where's this slime here? Got it. I'm just going to take out this slime. Okay. So we're going to save this section to the end. Now it's time for the little fishing rod. To grab a fishing rod, you will need 3 sticks like this and 2 string, and you get a fishing rod. With the fishing rod, you combine it with a carrot, and you get a carrot on a stick. Now, the fishing rod is pretty simple. We'll grab some water here. Make a makeshift little lake. And we'll throw our fishing rod in here. And if this was a real lake, eventually you would find fish. I don't think it's actually going to work here since this isn't a real lake. It might. We're going to wait a little bit to see if it's going to work. Okay, there. Whoa, that's a cool fishing spot. Now, when you go fishing, there's a lot of stuff you can get. You can get, like, random stuff. Or you can get enchanted books, as you see here. You can actually get enchanted books. You can get a whole bunch of stuff. You can get the different types of fish, which we'll go over in another video and such. Now, fishing rod, the carrot on a stick, is useful when riding a pig. When using the carrot on the stick with a pig, it will make the pig move in the direction you point the carrot and the stick. It's that simple, really. So yeah, next up we've got the animal section. To craft 2 leads, which are these things here. It looks like a 9. You need 4 string in this little area, and then a slime ball in the middle. And what a lead will do, we'll grab this real quickly, and then we'll grab, like, any mob. This works on any mob, if I remember. We'll grab a bat. Actually, I don't know why I did that. That's not going to work. Wolf, we'll do that. So, okay. Obviously, I don't know how to work with leads. Let's just grab a chicken, because I know those have to work. Chicken? In Minecraft Pocket Edition, when you're holding the lead against a mob that can be leashed, it will say leash. And then, once you've leashed the mob, you can unleash it by clicking the unleash button. But a lead does it is basically like a collar. It's not a collar. It's a leash for animals and such. So next up, we've got, I believe, shears. Shears, what you do with shears, and it only works on one mob, the sheep. So here, to craft the shears, you need to iron like that. What you do with the shears is you get wool from a sheep. It's that simple. So all the rest of this stuff here, you can't actually craft. The 3 iron, gold, and diamond horse armors, as well as the saddle, you have to find in dungeon chests. And they're basically the iron horse armor. The horse armors are armor for horse. The saddle is what lets you ride pigs and horses. And this leather horse armor right here can be dyed to any color, but it's finicky because it's not really in survival mode as far as I know. So we're not going to worry about that. Next up is honestly the most random item in this equipment section. It's the snowball. To get a snowball, you need a shovel. And you literally find stuff like this on the ground. Let me just get rid of this stupid slime. Oh, I forgot to mention, shovels actually make the ground go like that. And it's a path that won't go away if you jump on it. Hose, I'll just grab a hoe here and show you. Since we're kind of showing this off, I guess. Hoes make farmland, which you put crops on, which we'll talk about in another video. But yeah, with the shovel, it could be any shovel, you go over to a block that looks like this, and you just mine it. Or you click on it, and you get snowballs. Snowballs are a ranged weapon, but they're not actually weapons. I'm pretty sure they don't do damage to you. They're just there because they're snowballs. So yeah, next up we've got some miscellaneous items here that can be crafted. To get a compass, you will need 4 iron and a piece of redstone, and then you use that compass to make a map with 8 paper and a compass in the middle. To grab a clock, you need 4 gold and redstone, just like the compass shape, and to grab a flint and steel, you need an iron and a flint. And this item up here, called the Locator Map, isn't craftable. You'll have to go to special villagers to acquire it. And basically what it is a map that's fully made for you already, and it will show the location of dungeons and stuff, like ocean monuments, I'm trying to think what else there is. Strongholds, maybe. All I know is that oh yeah, the woodland mansions. We might have to do an actual video on some of those structures. The flint and steel, click the ground, it starts a fire, which is useful for a portal to the nether, which we'll talk about in another video. And then fire burns items. Now, this fire here, it used to be in the PC edition of Minecraft collectible, and then you use that to make chain armor. It's no longer collectible, which means chain armor is not craftable at all. The map here is a map, which usually you're supposed to walk around and it will fill in the map for you, but since this is a flat world, I guess it just already filled in the map for me. The clock here will tell the time of day, no matter if it's in an item frame or you're holding it, and the compass will point toward spawn, no matter if it's in an item frame or you're holding it, which is perfect. And then before we get to the food section, we've got one more section. These are just items you can't really obtain that easily. So this first item is the bottle of Enchanting. If you throw it, it gives you experience points. As far as I know, it's not obtainable. Other than, I'm pretty sure, if I remember, there's a villager that'll give it to you. But yeah, this next item is called the Totem of Undying. And we'll let the slime kill me. And the Totem of Undying saves you from death. And it will give you a short little regeneration effect and fire resistance, which is helpful if you're drowning in lava. Which is not a thing. Hold up. Let me just go to creative mode. Gosh dang it. Run. And the last item here, before we get to the food section, is the Elektra. Now, there's a special mob that drops that Totem of Undying. I don't remember what it actually is the mob that drops it. But it's in the Woodland Mansion and such. So, probably one of my favorite items in the game is known as the Elektra. It's dropped in special end fortresses, and it's a glider. If you drop and then press the space bar in computer edition or in pocket edition, you just press the jump button. I'll show you right here. You'll glide. And it's just great for gliding. That's really much what this is. So, on to the foods section. So here's all the foods. There's 15 foods in the equipment section. There's more foods in another section. But we're going to start off with the cake. The cake requires 3 milk buckets, 3 pieces of wheat, 2 sugar, and 1 egg, and you get a cake. A cake is a special item. It's a block that you place down, and when you click on it, it gives you 1 hunger each slice. There's 7 slices, it seems like. No, there's 8 slices. I already ate a slice, so yeah. Next up in this chest, to grab yourself a bread, 3 pieces. No, I think it's 1 piece of bread. You need 3 wheat. And this is perfect because grabbing a piece of bread will give you 2.5 hunger bars per piece of bread. Now, to craft these 8 items on this bottom row, it's simple. To get the 2 fish, the raw fish and the raw salmon, you need to go fishing. You'll eventually catch them. There's also a clownfish and a puffer fish that you can get, which we'll talk about also in another section. And you cook them in a furnace, and you get the correct versions. To get raw rabbit, you go around to a rabbit mob, which we'll talk about in the mob section. Kill it, it will drop its meat, and you cook it, and it becomes rabbit meat. Cooked rabbit meat. Potatoes are a crop, which we'll talk about in another section, but cook a potato and it gives you baked potato. Mutton drops from sheep, cook it, and you get lamb chops, I'm pretty sure, or just cooked mutton. Beef, raw beef dropped from a cow, cook it, you get steak. Raw pork chop dropped from a pig, cook it, you get pork chop. And raw chicken dropped from a chicken, cook it, and you get cooked chicken. This section is going to require us to use an effect. Effect at S. Hunger. 20. I'll just go with 10. 10. Okay, that's going to require another 1. Let's go with 15. And we'll let this go down until we have no hunger bars. Once you have no hunger, you actually start to die. I don't think it will actually kill you, but it will take you down on hearts. So the baked potato fills you up 2.5. It's like a piece of bread. Cooked salmon does 3. Cooked fish does 2.5. Just like a piece of bread. Let's get that effect back here. And while we're waiting for the hunger to go down, there's more items in here. To craft a cookie, which is up there, you will need 2 pieces of wheat and cocoa beans. To craft a pumpkin pie, you need a pumpkin, sugar, and egg. To craft mushroom soup, you need 1 mushroom of each kind and a bowl. To craft beetroot soup, you need 6 beetroot and a bowl. And to craft rabbit stew, you need 1 cooked rabbit, 1 carrot, 1 baked potato, 1 red mushroom, and 1 bowl. So, the cooked pork chop. Okay, I did not actually see how much that did. I think it did 3 or 4. I'll have to look back on that. Cooked beef does 4. I wish there was an easier way to type this in. Let's just go with 2020. Okay. So, the cooked rabbit does 2.5. Cooked chicken does 3. And cooked mutton does 3. So, we'll take these down. The cookie is probably the worst on here. I think it only does half. It does a full one, actually. Fact at self hunger 2020. There we go. The mushroom stew. We'll wait till this goes down. Mushroom stew does 3 full hunger bars. Rabbit stew does 5 full hunger bars. Beetroot soup does 3. So far rabbit stew is the best. And the final time I get to type this in. Because I'm done with this. Let's just go with 1515. Maybe run around to help it out a little bit. Final item, the pumpkin pie. Oh gosh, there's a slime back there, a big slime. The final item, the pumpkin pie, does 4 hunger bars. And the cake does 8 hunger bars. But there's such a thing in Minecraft called saturation. And what saturation does, it depends on what you eat. Certain things you eat will give you certain amounts of saturation. And once you run out of saturation, which is a bar you can't see, once you run out of saturation, you're dead. Not dead. Your hunger starts running down. Cake has horrible saturation since it gives you 8 hunger bars, 1 per slice. And if I run around, my saturation would eventually run out. And then we'd start losing hunger bars. In peaceful mode, which we're in hard mode right now, I set it to hard mode, so our hunger would run around a little bit faster. But in peaceful mode, your hunger would never run down. As well as none of these slimes would spawn, because we're on a flat world, slimes are spawning. And as you'll see in the top right, as I run around, jump, do things, the hunger bar eventually starts going down. It goes down by half until 0, and then you start dying. So that's part 1 of the items section. I'll just throw some stuff in here. Next episode, we will talk about the potions section of the equipment section. Since that has a lot of stuff to do with it, it might be a longer video, which is why I didn't want to put it in here, because this video is already 30 minutes. So, as you'll see, this section was a lot shorter, because there's a lot less items than decoration items. So yeah, that's literally all this is. It was like 8 or 9 different sections of just items, plus there will be a section behind that wall eventually that will talk about all the potion stuff, which includes potion arrows, potions, splash potions, lingering potions, and the cauldron. So yeah, as you'll also see here, once you get down to 3 hunger bars, you'll stop running. I don't know why that happens. Maybe it's because it's telling you eat some food. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.